This is the Lockpicking Lawyer, and welcome to the second episode of the Naughty Bucket Chronicles. If you follow my channel, you are almost certainly familiar with Bosnian Bill, his excellent YouTube channel, and his infamous Naughty Bucket. That's where Bill keeps locks that have thus far resisted his picking efforts. In my recent visit to the Lock Lab, Bill graciously allowed me to select several locks from the Naughty Bucket for me to try at home. And this is one of those locks. It's a Squire Stronghold model SS65CS with the upgraded R1 Keyway. Obviously, this one was cut into at some point, but that doesn't affect functionality from a picker's perspective. Now, the best I can tell, this lock has two tricks up its sleeve. First, pins 4, 5, and 6 feel like they drop a lot farther into the keyway than pins 1, 2, and 3. That makes them a bit more difficult to access. And the second trick that this lock has is a really intimidating looking paracentric keyway. Before I dive into this lock, I want to talk briefly about my approach to paracentric keyways because this is something that I really didn't understand for a good long time after I started picking. Now, when you look at a keyway like that, you would never think that you could pick it with a 25 thousandths thick pick. We can see that there's really no way to access the pins through their full range of motion using a pick this thick. However, once I started thinking about locks three-dimensionally, I realized that keyways like this don't even require a thin pick. You just need to be thoughtful in your pick profile selection. Let me demonstrate that on a cutaway I have here. You can see this lock has a relatively paracentric keyway. You could never fit a 25 thousandths pick through there. However, if we look at it from the side, you can see that there are literal holes through the warding that we can exploit if we choose the right pick. Now, this is not the right pick. If I stick it in, you can see that the warding, there we go, it pretty effectively stops the pick from moving up and pushing the pin through its range of motion. However, if I were to use a pick just as thick, but with a nice sharp curve to it, you can see I can reach right up through those holes and push the pin through its full range of motion. So that's the approach I'm taking with this Squire lock. Now, before I start, I should also note that this lock likes pretty stout tension. With light tension, I simply can't get it open. But if I really dial that torque up, it opens for me every time. So let's get some tension in the bottom of the keyway. And I'm using this southward max hook. Nothing on 1, nothing on 2, 3, got to click out of 3, 4, I have to go down to find the bottom of it, and he's springy. 5 is binding, got to click there. 6 is binding, got to click out of him. Back to the beginning. Click out of 1, click out of 2, nothing on 3, click out of 4, nothing on 5, and nothing on 6. Another click out of 1, click on 2, nothing on 3. I think I got a little click out of 4, nothing on 5 or 6. Another click out of 1. Nothing on 2, 3, 4, 5, or 6. Not sure what's holding us up now. Nothing on 1, 2, 3. There we go. Just touched 4 and we opened up. Okay, let's take this lock apart and see what's inside. To open this up, we need an Allen screw removed from down the shackle hole. That's in there pretty good. And let me get the pinning tray over here. Okay, let me relock this, and I'll need a C-clip remover. Okay, now let's get the key and a follower, And hopefully this will come right apart. Okay, let's start by dropping the key pins out. Standard in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. And it looks like we have little ledges on pins 4, 5, and 6. And I said they dropped a little bit farther into the keyway. I'm betting that these little ledges line up with shelves inside of the keyway. And yes, they certainly do. That keeps them from dropping all the way to the bottom. I'll show you that in just a moment. Let's get the driver pins out now. Standard in 1. Looks like yep, standard in 2. At least I think that's standard. Yep. Standard in 3. 4 is a spool. 5 is standard. And 6 is standard. Wow, a lot of standard pins here. I'm going to chalk up the difficulty of this lock to excellent precision in here. See if there's anything unusual about this core. Not really. I'm having a tough time explaining why I was getting so many clicks out of a number of those pins. In any case, let me zoom in on this to show you what's inside. Okay. You can see on the key pins, 1, 2, and 3 look standard. 4, 5, and 6 have little notches on them, and they line up with shelves that you can see down deep inside of each of those chambers. And there's actually one in all 6 of the chambers, but because of the shelves on 4, 5, and 6 key pins, they drop down considerably farther. Moving back over here, you can see the driver pins all appear to be standard with the exception of number 4, which is a spool. But obviously that spool never came into play. I didn't get a false set. Moving over to the core, you can see we have quite a bit of drill protection in here. Pins on either side of the keyway right up front and a ball bearing at the front of the pin stack. Then we have 2 more anti-drill pins between slots 3 and 4. And 4 and 5. And then nothing else unusual about this other than that nasty looking keyway. But with the proper pick selection, we were able to get through that. So that's all I have for you today on this Squire model SS65CS. Bill, once again, thank you very much for letting me play with the Naughty Bucket locks. To everyone else, if you have any questions or comments about this, please put them below. If you like this video and would like to see more like it, please subscribe. And as always, have a nice day. Thank you.